Imagine every book ever written, every discovery ever made, every map ever drawn, every philosophy ever debated, every medical breakthrough, and every mathematical proof that existed up to that point in human history. Now imagine all of it in one place. That place was real. It stood in Alexandria, Egypt, roughly 2,300 years ago. And for a period of time that historians still struggle to fully comprehend, it was the single greatest concentration of human knowledge the ancient world had ever seen. This is the story of the Library of Alexandria, what it really was, what really happened to it, and why it still matters right now. The library was founded around 283 BC by Ptolemy I, one of Alexander the Great's generals, and his vision was almost absurdly ambitious. He wanted a copy of every book in the known world, every single one, in every language, from every culture, and he was completely serious. Ships arriving in Alexandria's harbor were searched. If they carried scrolls, the scrolls were taken, copied, and the copies returned to the owners. The originals went to the library. Scholars were sent across the world with unlimited funding to acquire texts. Knowledge from Greece, Egypt, Persia, India, and Babylon was systematically gathered and brought to this single extraordinary place. At its height, the library held somewhere between 400,000 and 700,000 scrolls. In a world where every single one had to be copied by hand, one letter at a time, that number is almost impossible to comprehend. But what happened inside those walls was even more remarkable than what was collected. The library was attached to the world's first research institution. Scholars from across the known world lived there, fully funded, with access to every text, free to pursue whatever questions interested them for as long as they wanted. And what they discovered inside that building changed everything. Eratosthenes calculated the circumference of the Earth using 2 sticks and some shadows. He was off by less than 1%, 2,000 years before satellites. Euclid compiled the foundations of geometry that were still being taught unchanged 2,000 years later. Aristarchus proposed that the Earth revolved around the Sun 17 centuries before Copernicus said the same thing and was nearly burned for it. The library was not just storing human knowledge. It was generating it, and then it was gone. Most people believe it burned in a single night. They blamed Julius Caesar, or a bishop, or an Arab caliph ordering the scrolls destroyed. The story is dramatic. It is also mostly wrong. The truth is quieter and more heartbreaking. The Library of Alexandria did not burn in one catastrophic moment. It declined, slowly, over centuries. Funding was cut. Scholars stopped being invited. Scrolls deteriorated and were not replaced. The culture of inquiry that had made the place extraordinary simply dissolved as the world around it stopped caring. The greatest library in the ancient world was not destroyed by a conqueror or a fire. It was neglected to death. And here is what makes that truly haunting. We do not know what was lost. Works by Aristotle that no longer exist were housed there. Medical texts, mathematical proofs, scientific observations, historical records, all of it simply gone. Not because someone burned it, because no one chose to save it. What we think of as the foundation of human knowledge is actually the ruins of something much larger. The library's story is not about fire or conquest. It is about what happens when a civilization stops valuing the preservation of knowledge, when funding disappears, when curiosity is treated as a luxury. It happened once before, and the only thing standing between us and it happening again is the choice, made every generation, to keep asking questions. The library is gone, but the lesson it left behind is still here.